Hello everyone, I am Ruktim. In this video, I will show how me and my friend Aditya Raj created this beautiful web page that can connect to Docker and Kubernetes services using Python APIs. Before starting the video, I want to say a huge thank you to our friend Khushi Garg for helping us in designing this web page. So let's start with the demo. So this is the web page. As you can see, I'm scrolling throughout the web page. First of all, we have this container web. So this is created using CSS. And if I go to Docker web app, then you will see this is the Docker web app. And if I go backward and if I again go to Kubernetes web app, so this is our Kubernetes web app. Similar routing is there in these two buttons also, and team is for just to show this portion of the page, and home is for the home. So let me go from here also. I can click on Docker. So first I want to list the containers. If I list container, so there is no container. If I list the images, then you can see there are some of the images downloaded few weeks ago. And if I want to launch the container, I will just simply put the container name and the image name, and then rest of the thing will be taken care by Python and in backend Docker. So you can see container launched successfully. That means if I go to list containers, you can see this container is running successfully. And if I want to stop this container, it's 9 seconds ago. So if I want to stop this container, I just need to go to stop container and need to give the name of the container, and you will see it stopped the container. If I again list the containers, you can see the container exited 3 seconds ago. Now I want to start this container. So let me quickly start the container. I will submit it. Container started. And if I again list the containers, you can see up 2 seconds ago. So this container is running successfully. Now let me do one more thing. That is, I want to execute a command inside my container. So I'm giving my container name, let's say OS1, and the command, let's say date command. So I want to run date command. So you can see a response from container. So this is the response from the container. It's showing in UTC, but I am currently in IST, so it's showing inside the container. And if I want to run, so let's say suppose for example cal command, so it's showing failed. That's because in the container there is no cal command inside that container. So if I go to remove container option, and if I type OS1, so I want to remove this container removed, so it removed the container. And if I again list the container, there's no container. So this was the simple web app that can do certain limited things, but as soon as this project goes, we can add further more functionalities to it. So let me go to the Kubernetes portal, because there are a lot of features in this portal. So first of all, I can list the ports, and if I click on it, so no resource found in default namespace. That means there are no ports. So let's create one port. Let me give the ports, let's say web1, and let me give the image again same image. And so port web1 created. If I again list ports, you can see web1 container creating, and within some seconds, if I keep on clicking it, then you can see after 9 seconds it's on running state. Let's say I want to list deploy. So there is no deploy in my default namespace. Let me create deploy. So for creating deploy, let's say I'm giving it deploy1, and let's say same image just for the demo purpose. So it's created the deploy. If I again list the deploy, you can see the deploy is created. Now if I list the ports, you can see this is the deployment port, and this is my previous port that I created manually. So let's scale the deploy. So let me put it deploy 1, and let me scale it to replica 4. So as soon as I click, then the deployment has been scaled. If I again list the ports, you can see there are total 4 ports, and these are container creating. Soon they will be created. So let me do one more thing, that is, let me list all the services that's there. So you can see there is only cluster IP service, that's by default. So let me expose the deploy. Let's say this is my deploy 1, and I want to expose as it is HTTPD. So let's expose it on port number 80. So I submit. So service exposed. That means if I list the services, you can see deploy 1, it's exposed on node port 30748. So if I go on this port, I will be able to access my HTTPD web server. And if I want to, let's say, list services, so let me delete the service. If I want to delete the service, simple, just put the name of the service, that is deploy1. Here you can see deploy1. So just put the name and submit, and then service deleted. If I again list the services, it's deleted. So let me do one more thing. Let me list the deploy. So this is our deploy running 4x4, and let me do quick scale down. So this is deploy 1. So let me scale down to, let's say, 1 again. And if I again list the ports, you can see it's terminating few of the ports. In the meantime, let me delete this port wave 1. So for that, I will go to delete port. I will give wave 1 and I will submit, and it will delete that port. So port wave 1 deleted. If I again list ports, you can see only one port is running because we scale down and we deleted the wave 1. So let me delete the deploy. So if I list the deploy, it's this. So let me delete the deploy. So I will go to delete deploy. I will type deploy 1 and I will submit, and then the deployment has been deleted. If I list deploy, there is nothing. So I mean, this is a very simple web app, but we can add further more functionalities in it. And here is the code. So you can see this is our index page, and this is our route for Kubernetes. So this is our total Kubernetes folder content, all the everything for Kubernetes related. We are using JavaScript to communicate with the backend server, and similar for Docker also we are using JavaScript. These JavaScript functions are going to backend to fetch the data using Ajax call. And this is our CGI bin folder contain all the Python programs. So these programs are taking the input from the APIs, and then it's returning us the output. So this was the actually simple practical, and just to show you, so let me see. So this was our GitHub repository, contain all the codes and everything. It's currently on private state, but we will make it public soon. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and do like if you find this interesting project useful. That's all. I will again come up with another video.